You know, there's a curious thing about the human condition. We spend our entire lives searching for something, some secret, some hidden key that will unlock the mystery of existence. We read books, attend lectures, consult gurus, and dive into the depths of philosophy and religion, all in the hope of discovering what's been concealed from us. And yet, the most profound truth is perhaps the most obvious one. Nothing is hidden. Everything is right here, right now, spread out before you like an open hand. The mystery of life isn't locked away in some esoteric text or guarded by ancient masters in mountain caves. It's staring you in the face every moment of every day. The problem, you see, is not that life is hiding its secrets from you. The problem is that you're looking for something that isn't there, a secret behind the secret, a reality behind reality. Think about it for a moment. When you look at a flower, what do you see? You see the flower, don't you? The colors, the petals, the delicate structure. But immediately, your mind begins its work. What does this flower mean? What is its essence? What is the deeper truth hidden within it? And in that very moment of questioning, you've moved away from the flower itself. You've created a gap, a distance between yourself and what is directly in front of you. The flower isn't hiding anything from you. It's completely transparent. It is what it is, doing what it does, being exactly what flowers are. There's no secret flower behind the flower, you see. There's no hidden reality waiting to be unveiled. The unveiling has already happened. Life is already naked, already revealed. But we insist on clothing it in questions and doubts and metaphysical speculations. This is what I mean when I say that nothing is hidden. The universe is not playing games with you. It's not holding back some crucial piece of information that, once revealed, will make everything make sense. Everything that needs to be here is here. The fullness of existence is present in this very instant, but we've trained ourselves to look past it, to search for something more, something deeper, something other than what is. Let me tell you a story. Imagine a wave on the ocean. This wave looks around at all the other waves and begins to feel anxious. I must find out, the wave thinks. What is the secret of the ocean? What lies beneath all this movement and chaos? There must be something more fundamental than just being a wave. So, the wave begins its search. It reads wave philosophy, studies wave psychology, consults with older, wiser waves. It practices wave meditation, hoping to penetrate the veil and discover the ultimate reality. And all along, the wave is the ocean. There is no separation. The wave is not a thing riding on top of the ocean. It is the ocean waving. The ocean is not hiding beneath the wave, waiting to be discovered. The ocean is expressing itself as the wave. When the wave searches for the ocean, it's like your eye trying to see itself. The looking is the very thing that creates the illusion of separation. You are doing the same thing when you search for the meaning of life, for your true self, for enlightenment, for God. You are the universe looking for itself. You are existence trying to find existence. It's magnificently absurd and wonderfully funny when you see it. The seeker is the sought. The observer is the observed. The mystery and the one mystified are one and the same. Now I know what you're thinking. But surely, you say, there must be some difference between confusion and clarity, between ignorance and wisdom. If nothing is hidden, why do we feel so lost? And this is a perfectly reasonable question, but the answer is equally simple. You feel lost because you've convinced yourself that you should be somewhere other than where you are. The sense of seeking, the feeling that something is missing, is itself part of the whole dance. Even your confusion is not separate from the totality of what is. Even your searching is the universe exploring itself. Nothing is excluded. Nothing is wrong. You are not a mistake trying to correct itself. You are exactly what the universe is doing right here, right now, in this particular form. Think of it this way. When you were a child, did you ever play hide and seek? The game is delightful precisely because of the tension between hiding and finding. But imagine if you played hide and seek with yourself. You close your eyes, count to 10, and then go look for yourself. It's absurd, isn't it? You can't hide from yourself because wherever you go, there you are. You can pretend to hide, you can play at being lost, but the finding is inevitable because the hider and the seeker are the same person. This is what we're doing with life. We are playing a cosmic game of hide and seek with ourselves. The universe is pretending it doesn't know what it is. It has hidden itself so completely in the form of you, in the form of me, in the form of every apparently separate thing, that it has genuinely forgotten its own nature. And that forgetting is part of the game, the fear, the seeking, the spiritual quest. All of it is the universe playing peekaboo with itself. But here's the thing, the game is rigged. You cannot ultimately lose because there is nowhere to be except here, and no time except now. The present moment is not hiding anything from you. This breath you're taking right now contains the entire mystery. This sound you're hearing, this sensation in your body, this thought arising in your mind, none of it is concealing something deeper. It is the depth. We have this idea, you see, that reality comes in layers. We think there's the superficial appearance, and then beneath that, the real truth. We imagine that if we could just peel back enough layers, like peeling an onion, we'd finally arrive at the core. But life is not an onion. It's more like a sphere that is all surface and no interior, or perhaps it's all interior with no surface. However you want to look at it, there's nothing behind the curtain because there is no curtain. When you look at a sunset, you see colors spreading across the sky. The red, the orange, the purple bleeding into darkness. Is there some hidden sunset behind this visible one? Is the real sunset concealed somewhere? Of course not. The sunset you see is the complete expression of that moment. Nothing is held back. The universe is giving you everything it has, constantly, without reservation. And this applies not just to beautiful moments, but to all moments. The traffic jam you're stuck in, the argument with your partner, the anxiety about your future, these too are the universe completely revealing itself. Nothing is hidden, even in suffering, especially in suffering. Your pain is not hiding joy. Your confusion is not concealing clarity. They are what they are, completely transparent in their nature. This is perhaps the hardest thing to accept. We want our suffering to mean something. We want it to be a teacher, a purifier, a necessary step on the path to something better. And while these interpretations aren't wrong, they're also not necessary. Suffering is already complete in itself. It doesn't need to lead anywhere. It doesn't need to transform into something else to justify its existence. It is what the universe is doing right now, and nothing is hidden within it. The difficulty, of course, is that we've been taught to distrust what's obvious. We've been conditioned to believe that truth is complex, that it requires years of study and practice to attain. And so when someone comes along and says, "Look, it's right here, it's always been right here," we become suspicious. It can't be that simple, we think. There must be a catch. But the catch is that there is no catch. The simplicity is real. Life is not a puzzle to be solved. It's not a test you can pass or fail. It's a happening, an event, a spontaneous arising of forms and patterns and experiences. And you are not separate from this happening. You are it happening. Consider how you breathe. Right now, breath is moving in and out of your body. Are you doing it, or is it happening to you? If you try to hold your breath, eventually the body takes over and breathes anyway. If you try to control every aspect of breathing, it becomes laborious and uncomfortable. The easiest, most natural breathing happens when you're not thinking about it at all. When you're absorbed in a conversation, reading a book, watching a film, the breath takes care of itself. This is how life wants to live through you, effortlessly, spontaneously, without all the self-conscious manipulation and control. But we've forgotten how to let this happen. We've convinced ourselves that we need to be in charge, that we need to figure everything out, that we need to protect ourselves from making mistakes. And in doing so, we've created this exhausting performance of being a separate self who must constantly manage existence. What if you stopped? What if just for a moment you allowed life to live itself, not in some passive, checked-out way, but in a deeply attentive, present way? What if you trusted that the intelligence that grows your hair and beats your heart and heals your wounds is the same intelligence that's orchestrating this entire cosmic dance? What if you recognize that you are that intelligence, not as something you possess, but as something you are? When you see this, really see it, not just as an idea but as a living reality, everything changes and nothing changes. The world is exactly as it was before. The bills still need to be paid, the dishes still need washing, conflicts still arise. But there's a fundamental shift in your relationship to all of it. You realize you're not a separate entity struggling against life. You are life itself, exploring what it's like to be you. And here's where it gets truly interesting. When you stop searching for the hidden meaning, when you stop trying to figure out the secret, you discover something remarkable. Life becomes more mysterious, not less. The obvious becomes extraordinary. The familiar becomes magical. A cup of coffee, a conversation with a friend, the sound of rain, these ordinary moments reveal themselves as absolutely miraculous. You see, the mystery was never about finding something that was hidden. The mystery is that anything exists at all. The mystery is that there is something rather than nothing. The mystery is that consciousness has arisen in the universe, that matter has organized itself into forms that can contemplate their own existence, that the cosmos has produced creatures capable of asking, why? This is the real wonder, not some secret knowledge locked away in ancient texts or mystical experiences. The wonder is presence itself, existence itself. The sheer, inexplicable fact that here we are, happening, experiencing, being. And this wonder is completely available to you right now. You don't need to achieve anything, become anyone different, or attain any special state. You simply need to notice what's already here. But noticing, truly noticing, is not as simple as it sounds. We're so busy narrating our experience, categorizing it, judging it, comparing it to how we think it should be, that we rarely actually experience it directly. We live in a constant commentary about life, rather than in life itself. We're always one step removed, watching ourselves live, rather than simply living. Try this right now as you're listening to these words. Notice the act of listening itself. Not the meaning of the words, but the actual sensation of sound arriving in your awareness. Notice how you don't have to do anything for this to happen. You don't reach out and grab the sounds. They come to you, or rather, they arise in the space of your awareness. And that awareness, what is it? Can you find it? Can you locate where it is? If you look for your awareness, you find that it's nowhere and everywhere. It has no center and no edge. It's not inside your head or outside in the world. It's the space in which both inner and outer appear. And this awareness is not something you have. It's what you are. It's what everything is. It's the openness in which all experience unfolds, the emptiness that's somehow full of everything. This is what the mystics mean when they talk about the void, or emptiness, or the ground of being. They're not referring to some abstract philosophical concept or some altered state you need to achieve through meditation. They're pointing to what's most obvious, most immediate, most utterly present. They're pointing to the very awareness with which you're experiencing these words right now. And nothing is hidden in this awareness. It's completely transparent to itself. It knows itself by being itself. There's no separation between the knower and the known, between consciousness and its contents. When a thought arises, awareness doesn't stand apart from it, observing from a distance. The awareness is the thought, arising and dissolving in the space of itself. This might sound abstract, but it's actually the most concrete, immediate reality there is. More real than your thoughts about reality, more present than your ideas about the present. It's what remains when all your concepts and beliefs and stories about yourself fall away. And paradoxically, it's also what's here even when all those concepts and beliefs and stories are present. It doesn't come and go. It's the constant background, or rather the constant foreground of all experience.